The community's grasp of caster play can be as much of a black mark on the community as that unpainted mark above me on the ceiling. So, here's some quick tips and spell selection that I found over my years of playing mostly casters. There's certain categories of spells that are not brought up super frequently, and today we're going to be talking about something I like to call pacer spells. The concept of pacer spells is in direct conflict with the biggest handicap to understanding more than baseline play in Pathfinder 2nd Edition, and that is the dreaded White Room theory crafting. Basically, clashing numbers against numbers in a blank void with no context or allies, just an attack number versus a moderate defense, often on an on-level or higher enemy, even though on-level, while it'll appear to be smack in the middle of values, is not the average middle value, as some people believe it to be. And testing against a moderate defense is often very flawed because there's almost always a low defense, and oftentimes AC is high, but not always. And also, that doesn't factor in the course of the adventuring day. And this is the situation in which what I call pacer spells come into play. As the name might give you a hint, pacer spells help you pace out your resource consumption over the course of an adventuring day. These are spells that aren't in your highest slots, but kinda age well as you level up, being a lot of bang for your buck for what rank they are, and are often still really good use of action economy in low stakes fight like moderate or lower, and in some cases can still punch well as an opener in a more difficult fight. Naturally, early on when you have fewer ranks that you can cast that are below your top rank, you have fewer pacers. But it's a common thing to think that lower level spells out of like top 2 or 3 become useless in higher level play, and that's because you haven't picked pacer spells and you aren't thinking of a pacer dynamic. I don't care what level you're at, in a moderate, maybe even some severe fights, dropping an AoE, a rank 3 fear, hitting the entire battlefield with a 1 to possibly 3 penalty, maybe even making a couple of the goon enemies fleeing, is carrying a lot of weight. That rank 2 loose times arrow can be a cost-effective alternative to that high rank AoE haste. The less of your top 2 or 3 rank spells you have, the weaker you are in a given fight, so knowing when to pace yourself and when to fire one of those is an important skill.